Hi everyone, I'm Dave Mulvanna. I'm here with Dan Schultz to my left, Mike Godwin to my right. How we doing this week, guys?
Doing great.
Doing great?
Mm-hmm.
Mike? Great. Great. All right, we ready to go?
You good?
I'm doing very good. It's Tuesday right now.
Someone's the host of the show.
I'm just a filler in this show. You two are the talents. All right. First up, we have Wild Style versus Fireballers.
Where did you print this from?
I had to adjust the sheet because it wasn't printing the whole thing. I took care of it. I got it done. Don't worry. Don't call out my printing abilities on the video camera.
Calm down over there.
Jeez.
Haven't even started yet.
And we're on the same team, and this is how he talks to me.
Team chemistry haven't
So it's
started.
coming off a win.
So, like I said, first up, we have Wild Style, led by Damian Ware, and we have the Fireballers.
Fireballers kept this close to
Led by Rudy Enriquez.
Well, their offense goes through JP Hurley.
True.
Now, going into this game, I don't want to say foolishly, but I picked Fireballers just because of the history. Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I changed it because I said it's in every other.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I remember now. Whew.
You would have been a
Much
fool
better.
to pick Fireballers in this game.
So that's every other.
Wild
It
Style
actually
again.
wasn't that bad of a game.
No, it wasn't. It was
It
close
was
for a
pretty
while.
close until then Damian Ware just started. He had
Well-
like 4 or 5 threes in a row.
I'm a broken
Like,
I'm a broken record here. Wild Style goes as Damian Ware and Brian Ivanka. 31 points for Ware, 14 for Avant. No one else in double figures.
Mark Mincy, 8 assists. 7 assists. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean he's good. He kind of had an off shooting game too, but yeah, I mean just basically those two players. It's enough to get it done. It's enough to get the job done. Even though I think you need to have a couple more guys scoring the ball, consistently. But Wild Style has made a living off of those two guys just taking the helms of it, and they've been very successful. So you can't call them out on it.
You know what? This is a better game than the score says. Final 63-49. But no team has been able to find the answer to stopping Damian Ware and Brian Avant, the Wild Styles offense.
Except the Fireballs of last season.
Well,
Have to keep bringing that up. Unbelievable.
We
Now-
can make a mid-season trade if you want. Nah.
can't believe you'd be so disrespectful in the middle of this
We'll
video.
talk about the Fireballs, but
Now, we look at this. We already said JP Hurley, 19 points. 8 of 20 shooting. I mean, somebody's got to put the ball up, right?
Someone's
got to shoot the basketball.
Someone's got to do it.
But I look over here at Rudy Enriquez, just doing everything for the team.
2 turnovers.
3 rebounds. Do we have to go to negative down? 3 rebounds,
Oh.
4 assists,
You were being positive. Oh, I'm sorry.
50% from the free throw line, but only 3 points though. I need Rudy to control. I did see him miss a layup. It was heartbreaking to watch. It was somewhat wide open.
Somewhat wide.
But I think Rudy continues to score, though, these past 2 weeks. Christian Newell, 10 points, only 5 rebounds, though. Adam Kukowski, 10 rebounds. So, I think the Fireballers,
They have pieces.
they're getting a little bit better every week.
Yeah, to keep it somewhat close with Wild Style, that's good. So
Now, Mike Vault, he is a 3-point shooter. I cannot have him go a game only shooting 1 3-point shot. Not acceptable in my mind. Not acceptable. If Martin Mincy wants to get a few more assists, find Mike Vault behind the 3-point line. It's that simple. He could have had 10. Could have had 10 assists.
yeah, but as said, I mean you can't knock him. It's the Damian Ware, Brian Avant show, and they're still getting it done. So you can't. say
Damian Ware was
that.
off early too. He was off early. Made an adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, he's a scorer. He's going to get his. He's going to get his. There is no stopping Damian Ware. This league needs to realize that. We have a few players in this league where you cannot stop. Damian Ware is one. Tyre Hudson is one. Daquan Peterson is probably one. There's a few of those players, and I know there's others I'm forgetting, but the Allen Nonsencoms, those kind of players. They're just unstoppable. But But, is Wild Style, they are 4-0 now. There are two other undefeated teams. There's J Squad and there's Elite.
In the mix is not.
Who is your number one team?
I still have J Squad as number one. I mean, again, they made the finals last year. They're undefeated. No one's beat them yet. Can't really knock it for the number one spot yet.
You can't, but for argument's sake, Wild Style in 2 seasons has only lost to one team. In 2 seasons.
True.
This is a Shooters Club-esque performance.
All right, calm down over there. That's
Without
a,
the championship.
that's a little ridiculous to say. It's Shooters Club. They're a good team. They're a very good team. I still have J Squad at number one. I would put Wild Style number 2.
Fair enough. I just said, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
I didn't say I agreed with what I was saying. I was just putting it out there to see if you wanted to. Now, are we really going to leave Elite out of those top 2 positions?
I think Elite's comfortably at number. I still have them at number 4. I think if
Number 4?
if in the mix.
They're undefeated.
There's 3.
They just
3 undefeated teams, and he's got one of the 3 at number 4.
Yeah, I have in the mix at number 3. I still think if in the mix plays Elite, I think in the mix wins. If you're gonna make a case that Elite is better than in the mix, you have them go head to head. Who do you have winning that game? You have Elite winning that game?
I'm going off record right now.
maybe.
Power rankings.
I mean, I can't do those what ifs until I see these teams play each other. But I do know that Elite has not lost a game.
Fair enough, but I think if it was head to head, I think in the mix wins. Just my personal opinion.
Elite's undefeated, and all they have done recently is got better by adding former A Division All-Star Antonio Holly.
I realize that.
Dan,
I'm still just saying. In the
sometimes I don't know. That's why I have to point these things out. All right, let's move on. I just can't. We got to just move on from there. This will calm me down a little bit. Next up, we have the faculty versus old school.
Faculty.
Dan, the faculty. I don't know where to start with them, but let me start with old school because I do know where to start with them. They are looking better and better each week. Don't say are they. That's usually the next thing that comes out of your mouth. A little question, are they?
I didn't say what.
Yes, they are. They have good size. Unfortunately, who was it that they lost? Was it Mike Consorti that they lost?
Yes, number 22.
Okay, Mike. Mike was, he was fast. He's one of the biggest guys on their team, if not the biggest. And he's athletic. He can run the floor. So he was beating pretty much the whole faculty team down the court, getting layup after layup. Unfortunately, late in the game, he rolled his ankle, or the outcome may have been different.
So you're saying the faculty escaped and lucky.
I would call it an escape.
Yes,
I would
I'd say-
call it an escape. That is fair.
After shooting 18 for 76, we escaped.
Now,
You're just channeling your inner prestige worldwide, going 9 to 47 last week for us.
have any teams shot 76 shots in a
Yeah,
game?
that is impressive.
That is.
That we got that many off? I don't even know how that happened.
You were just getting rebounds and putting it right back up and missing again and putting it.
No,
right
we'd
back
get a
up.
rebound, throw it out, shoot a 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
We shot 40 of those.
43, 7 for 40. But, on a positive note, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. 40 rebounds, that's promising. Assists, we could have used a few more of them. 16 steals, though. That had to keep them in the game. 16 steals.
Now, you're a team captain of this team, correct?
No, Mike is,
Oh,
but
okay.
sometimes I go as speaking captain.
Well, Mike, as team captain, are you looking to potentially waive Mike Godwin from your team?
Oh, no.
Dan,
Are you saying
You only
maybe
had-
turn into a player's coach with the emphasis on coach?
yes. That's what I'm
he
saying.
had one bad game. You don't just waive someone after one bad game. Now, Mark London, on the other hand, he doesn't show up. At
What
least
about,
this
what
guy.
about Andrew Healy?
Yeah, I don't have a problem waiving him.
Yeah, he may be. We may send him to snowboarding school or something.
Yeah, he
for the
was
rest of the season.
snowboarding instead of playing basketball.
Now, big pickup, JD. It doesn't show on the stat sheet, but what he brought to this team was an inside presence, a toughness underneath the basket that we needed. John Rodriguez, you could tell he's not 100%. What
John
percentage would you
Rodriguez.
give John?
Soft.
55? Jeez, underrated with salt. I would give John
Salt
Rodriguez
one way.
is playing at 55% right now. 55, and he re-injured his
Still
foot.
had 11 boards though.
Yeah. Well, normally that would have been a 25.
I think a
game.
couple of them were mine, but they just gave them to him because his leg was hurt.
Now, old
So
school.
low, kicking him literally while he's down. Unbelievable.
Hey,
He-
we expect a lot out of you when you come back from injury.
He's not.
It's like you never left.
Now I look at old school, and they played America's team extremely tough, extremely tough. But the one area I think they need improvement is their shooting. They're good under the basket. They have big bodies. I like the way they run the fast break if they're getting the rebounds, but I feel like they need to really concentrate on improving their 3-point shooting. Now I know obviously faculty does, but I'm talking about ways to improve old school right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, old school. They're now 0-4. This was a really good chance for them to win this game. I realize,
Old
losing.
school's not 0-4, they're 1-3.
They're 1-3.
They beat Fireballs last week.
Oh, okay. Well, basically 0-4. Well, 1-3. Mike Consorti.
You say 0-3, but you can't
I'm
say
just
it.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Losing Mike Consorti obviously probably hurt them a little bit. If they would have won this game, that would have been a big win to get up to 500.
Well, would have shot them straight to stardom.
Yeah, basically.
But isn't this a big win for the faculty to get them back to 500? I mean, no one wants to see America's team losing.
Whenever you shoot 18 of 76, that's just not a good thing.
There's a lot of room for improvement, though.
Yes, there
It's
is.
not like we had a
Well, then
great
again-
game and it only won by 1.
You still pulled out the win despite shooting terribly. So, yeah,
Hey,
if anything, that's good.
after this video, these stats out the window.
That's what I like to hear because
I think I'm going to post them right on the wall in the office. I think we need to see these things every day. Maybe we need to start having team meetings or
So-
team practices.
So some scrimmages.
Or we have to have, just shoot-arounds
Mhm.
every day of the week.
Mhm.
And no one can leave until they are shooting 80% from behind 3-point line. Some may still be there. Next up, we have, and I want to call my sleeper team for
No,
the championship.
I-
Battlefield versus Hog Mob.
this annoys me more than Wild Style only having 2 guys in double figures most
The
of the
one-man wrecking
Just double
crew.
him. Just double
He's
him.
too athletic. You
Double
can't.
him.
Dan, I want to say we
Double
tried,
him.
and we did try a little bit when we played
He's too
them.
athletic.
He's unstoppable.
And guess what shoes he wears? LeBron's.
Now, look at this inside source. He knows more about these players'
He would
feet
know,
than anybody else in the
he
league.
would know what shoes he wears. I mean, seriously.
I mean, you wear LeBron's, you play like LeBron's. And I
Well,
say
Mike
that's
sees
a
the
LeBron
player-
type game.
When he sees a player playing good, he wants to know what's on their feet. Now, Hog Mob, Dan, you worried about Hog Mob?
Yeah, I mean, Hog Mob was. I think they started out 5-0 last year.
I'm not worried about it.
Now they're on the fringe of
So I'm
being-
looking at their schedule.
I'm sorry. Did
for
he
next-
ask? Did he ask me?
I'm
Sorry,
looking at their schedule for next week, and
All right, we'll get to that. But yeah, this is a team that started out like 5-0 last year. Yeah. Oh, you think it's so funny? You just wait. You just wait. Hog Mob. They started out 5-0 last year, and they're just. I mean, I know Mike is a big Don Robinson fan, but
yeah, I thought it was going to be a shootout. He struggled.
yeah. So they kept it close, I guess. But that's a game they should have won. My opinion.
I agree.
Right now, Hog Mob is winless. But out of the 3 winless teams that we have right now, I worry about them the least. Because they're going to right the ship. I know they will. But this Battlefield team, I mean,
This
we have
Battlefield person.
this Battlefield team.
Person.
Their team, I see 7, 8 names on there.
No, you know what though? Everyone else on the team is doing their part. Maybe not on the scoring, but listen, if you have a player that scores like Kevin Durant or Carmelo Anthony,
LeBron James.
you give them the band. This reminds me of the Sixers back when they had Allen Iverson. I see a George Lynch out there. I see an Eric Snow out there. I see an Aaron McKee on that team. I see a Tyrone Hill. Not because of looks. Not because of looks. I mean, Tyrone Hill, not the prettiest looking guy. I'm talking about what they bring
Why
to
would
the
you
team.
call poor Tyrone Hill out like that? That was so unnecessary.
So, you're setting them up for a finals loss.
Making it to the finals would be a great achievement, though.
You just set them up.
Battlefield's
You
first
set them
season.
up for it.
Well, no, they won't come in second. Some team already has that locked up. J Squad. So, I'm impressed by this Battlefield. Everyone just knows their role on the team. Tyler Hudson is the scorer. Everyone else, role player. I like it.
You are stretching big time on that.
I'm just
telling you.
I'm just telling you, that's
Yeah.
how it is. Next up, the game that, in some ways, I couldn't wait to see what would happen, and in other ways, I was just hoping it did not end in disaster for the co-host, Dan Schultz. Dan, Prestige Worldwide versus Delaware, a heartbreaking loss, 48-40. But how are the spirits of Prestige Worldwide right now?
Still positive, I gotta say. The team, I mean, we know we have talent on the team. It just comes down to really just playing. Well, we started out very well. We had a 10-4 lead against Delaware to start, and that's because we were moving the ball. They were playing a 2-3 defense. We moved the ball. We were getting it inside, and then we just started not doing that, and kind of just started. Delaware did a very good job packing the lane. Eventually, so it was tough to kind of get interior passing going. So that kind of led to a lot of outside shooting because I was absolutely terrible. 1 for 11 from 3, and all of my my threes were wide open ones that I felt extremely confident taking. I just kept thinking, all right, here we go. This is it. This is what's going to get me going.
Dan, I think I have a strategy for him.
For Dan or for Prestige
Prestige
Worldwide?
Worldwide as a team.
I don't like to make things personal in the
Yeah.
set.
Okay. I don't want to go all Jim Rome.
I think it's going to come down to you guys scoring more points than the other team.
Thank you, Joe Buck, for your great analysis.
If you do that, you'll win every game.
That's sound advice. Where did you get this guy from?
Which
Am I not right?
Which one of the Walsh brothers just came back to the team?
Tom Walsh.
Tom Walsh comes back, adds 12 points. That's the difference in my eyes. No Tom Walsh, Prestige Worldwide wins this game. They win it.
I don't know. Procedural. We know we have very good players. We're just not utilizing our talents correctly. Bottom line. So we're all saying a lot of good things right now. I mean, the spirit of the team is still positive. I do like that. Way too many turnovers. 17 turnovers is unacceptable. So we need to cut down on that. We need to work on a lot of things. But as I said, I mean, the spirit of the team is still very high. So.
Dan, we like to help our hack family here. So when I sit here and, first of all, I've been getting all kinds of emails, thousands of emails with the subject title Dan Schultz. And some of them have been like, does he need anger management classes? Other ones have been, does Dan need a shooting coach? Oh, let me finish. I've defended you on all counts.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need because they're just looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
And then others are, does he need a sports psychologist? Dan, I've told them I see you shoot here during the week, and there's no chance he needs a shooting coach. Anger management, everyone has their moments during the game. Everyone can get a little heated, but I've seen nothing that makes me think that Dan needs an anger management coach.
But by the way, I have inside source, and my technical foul 2 weeks ago was an inside job. Chris Rower basically was the source of that happening. Did he tell you that story?
I did not. Is it a great enough story for the show?
When I said, because there was a call I disagreed with, and I kind of just turned around and went, oh, I didn't shoot it. And Chris heard this, and Chris was close enough to the ref, and Chris turns to the ref and goes, "You gonna let him say that, man?" And then the ref called the
Chris tattled? You know what they say about snitches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Don't you work with Chris here on the weekends?
I was betrayed. He told me this past week. He's like, oh yeah, I said something to the ref. I told him he should tee you up, and he did. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
I was like, all right, okay.
Good strategy, though.
I
Well,
cannot believe it.
some of us had a good laugh because. So I guess thank you, Chris. Now,
No, not thank you, Chris.
back to this, Dan. I think we need to. I don't know. We need to do some type of therapy where you can just not even see rims anymore. was I feel like these rims are haunting you. It doesn't matter where you go.
It's not the no, it's not the rims. It's just I suck. That's what it comes.
Dan, I don't want to say that. We see you here on Tuesdays and Thursdays lighting it up.
I play well when it doesn't matter. That's what it is.
You're saying pick up. You're saying pick up here on Tuesday and Thursday doesn't matter.
Pick up.
Do we need to bring in Danny, Stacy, Doc
No, you don't need to do that.
to talk about what you need to do to like
No.
Get over the hump.
No,
get over the hump?
I appreciate
Or
it. I appreciate it.
you got to figure out if you need to retire or not.
That's true. I'm gonna be 25 in a couple months here.
You're telling them they all need to retire, but maybe they need to come tell you on the show.
What? Like a reverse, like what do you call it? Intervention. Like instead of them going like, you need help, they're going, you need to retire. That's
And
great.
it'll be best for you.
Give up, Dan.
If
Give
you,
up.
A reverse intervention.
if you
That's great.
retire, you will be happy.
I probably would.
You know what I think that this has a lot more to do with karma than it.
I don't know.
All these shots you've been taking at Doc, Stacy.
Oh, stop.
I feel like I need to do a show with them so they can motivate you. That's what I feel like we need to do.
I think we should do that. We'll call him up.
Dan has become our greatest motivator, but in the process, he has not been helping himself.
You know what you guys aren't talking about though? I was 2 for 2 from inside the 3-point line.
Dan, I don't even want to talk about that. If we're talking
Did we even talk about
if
it?
we're talking about
Behind
Dan,
the three-point
if we're talking about what happens with Dan inside the 3-point line, it's not the same Dan Schultz that I have learned to become such a huge fan of. Such a huge fan.
I'm not a fan of me anymore.
All right.
That performance.
Dan, is this some of the most airtime you've ever gotten?
Yeah.
Like talking about yourself?
And it's not good airtime either. So let's wrap this up.
Alright, now before we wrap up this video, I just want to say something. We have the All-Star game coming up soon. We have All-Star games for A and B division. We have 3-point shootout for, both divisions are combined, but there's 2 rounds. There's a qualifying round. That'll start at 5:30 on March 2nd. Everything for the All-Stars is on March 2nd. Now, 3-point shootout, if you guys had to pick anyone in the B division who you would love to see participate, who would it be?
Well, I would say Andrew Healy, but you know, he's too busy.
Now, Andrew probably wouldn't show up. He'll probably be snowboarding. Our winner last season was Lorenzo Wilson, right?
Yep.
Lorenzo won.
Who's now in the A?
So, but he could still participate in the 3-point. He could still win it again, too. He could be the only player to ever win it in both divisions. Actually, Doc could, too. Because Doc won in the A a couple seasons ago. How about that?
Man, you are a big Doc fan.
It's the history of the league that I remember. The important stuff is what I remember.
I think
If I had to pick somebody,
I already picked Jake Royal, so
Well, I'm talking about B division
this
now.
is B division here. Let me go over some names here. Gotta go Don Robinson, Damian Ware for 2.
But Damian Ware, is he going to need 53 pointers to get the amount that he needs to go in? He's a volume shooter. I don't know if he's 3-point contest material.
Do you have to go Dan Schultz?
no.
Oh, I would absolutely. The way Dan shoots here when it doesn't count, absolutely.
We'll probably see it tonight.
I
7:30 pickup
Now, when you
basketball.
brought up the 3-point the contest, I was like, oh, please don't mention it. I'll probably participate just for the heck of it. No.
Do we need you to shoot from like half court?
No, hey, we didn't talk about team shootout back-to-back champions, so I'm proud about
I
that.
was getting there, Dan, and you know I was going to talk about you there.
Mhm.
Dan is a team shootout legend.
I'm a team player.
Team shootout legend. So we got the 3-point shootout. I'd love to see Alex Bianchi, Doc, in the 3-point shootout. I'm picking him to win the whole thing. I mean, I have Jake as my dark horse, but I'd love to see those 2 battle in the finals. Love to see it.
Could happen.
Absolutely. So we have the 3-point shootout, we have the team shootout where it's 3 players per team, and then we have both the A and B division All-Star games. We are considering, not strongly, just considering resurrecting the dunk contest. But we need qualified dunkers. Not players that, they barely get the ball over the rim or they can touch rim or something. We're talking legitimate dunkers. So if you are a legitimate dunker, you know what? Send in a video. Send in a video to the page. Let us see what you got. What do you think, Dan? Would you love to see?
Yeah, no, that would be. I mean, if we could see some like demo tapes or whatever, yeah.
That would be great.
Because then we could definitely strongly consider it. Because right now, I mean, yeah, the dunk contest from a couple years ago.
Yeah, it left a sour taste in all of our mouths. that's going to wrap it up this week. Anything from you guys?
Nothing for me.
Great show.
Thanks for having me on.
Great show.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll see everyone on Sunday.